Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 24-hour horror-a-thon round 4. I had to check before, but this is round 4. Let me know as you are joining in what you're going to be reading tonight. If you're going to be participating in the buddy read with me and reading The Venue by TJ Payne, let me know. This is what I'm going to be reading. If you've been here before, you probably know I like to use the reading sprints to try to completely read the buddy read all right here on the first night, kick off the read-a-thon super strong and complete a full book. Usually we're reading a little itty bitty novella. Today we are reading a little bit of a bigger book. This book comes in at 287 pages. So we have 287 pages to read together tonight. So let me know if you're going to be starting this with me and if we'll be kind of reading at the same time. If you have never done this before, I don't give spoilers on the buddy read as I'm doing the sprints in case you're reading it a little bit later, or if we're pacing a little bit differently, I will just talk about it vaguely. Any spoilers I want to talk about will be in the Discord. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you're not in the Discord, check it out. It is linked down below in the description. It's linked down below in all of my videos. And Discord is just a chatting app where everyone in the community can connect. It's completely free. You just create an account and you can join and chat about what you're reading during the readathon. And that is where we will be chatting when it comes to the buddy watch tomorrow night, when we'll be watching The Invitation together on Netflix. So make sure if you're not in that Discord that you go check that out so you can fully get all the perks of the readathon. But yeah, let me know what you're going to be reading tonight as you're joining. I'm super interested in this book. This is one of those books that I just saw on Amazon one day, a super long time ago, and it really caught my eye. I don't know if it's like the cover. I feel like it's really the cover. It just is so ominous, and I don't know. I just really liked it. It really drew my eye, and it sounds really vague. I don't really know what it's going to be about. The synopsis says Amy didn't expect to be invited to Caleb's wedding, and now she doesn't expect to get out alive. Welcome to the venue, the perfect place for the super rich to get away from it all and get away with anything they want. And I've really been enjoying like eat the rich type stories recently, especially in movies I've been watching. So I feel like this could be a big win. Let us hope so. But yeah, let's see what everyone else is going to be reading tonight. Hi, Julie. Hi, Tessa. Hey, Allie. I'm tackling my best friend's exorcism. This one, fun. That's a fun one to read for a readathon, and then you can watch the movie after if you haven't seen the movie yet. I only read a chapter, but I'm going to start it over, so I'm at the same place with you. Yes, Julie's also going to be reading The Venue. Evening, I have to finish The Blade itself, so I'll be working on that this evening. I haven't heard of that, but that sounds interesting. Ooh, The Swap by Robin Harding. I really liked that one. I love a good messy thriller. Reading Cirque Berserk since it's so short. That one is really, really good for a readathon. I read that for our buddy read when I did the Slaughterfest readathon, was it? Or was that? Yeah, I think that was our Slaughterfest readathon, which was a readathon that was hosted by Beth from Beth's All Booked, and we read that book together, and it was really fun. I really enjoyed that one. Hello, I'm reading Just Like Mother. I've heard really good things about that one. I still haven't gotten around to it, but I do want to. Hi, Lorena. I'm starting The Getaway. Excited to get into it. Yay, I hope you like that one. Hey, Jonathan. I'll be joining in on reading The Venue to start things off. Fun. I love reading when like a couple of us are all reading the book at the same time too, because then we'll get to around the same place and it's like, oh my gosh, that plot twist. That's crazy. Hopefully this will be a fun one. Currently reading The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson, another good one. The Housemaid's Secret by Frida McFadden. I want to read that one so bad. I think it just recently came out. This is the sequel to The Housemaid, and I am itching to read it. How to Sell a Haunted House. Nice. I also just got that one on hold with my library, the audio, but I knew I wasn't going to read it. For some reason, my library holds at this new library I'm at are only 7 days long. In my old library, my holds were 14 days long. So I don't know which one's more normal. I feel like 7 days is a really short time, and I knew I wasn't going to get to it in the next 7 days, so I had to push it off for like another week before I'll get to it, but hopefully I'll be able to get that one in the next couple of weeks. Hi, Joey. I accidentally read my TBR when I was sick earlier this weekend, but found some backlist novellas for the sprints. Well, I hope you're feeling better. And I definitely know that feeling of getting really excited for your TBR and you just prematurely fly through it all. But hopefully, you'll have fun with the novellas you're reading. Also, reading The Venue. Nice. And I have a couple others I had started. Nice. I am also in the middle of Not So Perfect Strangers by L.S. Stratton, but that is a thriller, so that doesn't really fit the vibes for the read-a-thon. So I'm going to try to just read The Venue and then probably some short stories from a couple anthologies that I have. Reading The Girl Next Door. Finished The Venue and really enjoyed it. It's a fast-paced read. I'm now reading The Exorcist House. Yay! Glad to hear good things. Just started my reread of the Demonata series by Darren Shan. Interesting. I've never done a read-a-thon or buddy read, so should be fun. Oh, yay. I wanted to ask everyone who's here too, is this your first time participating in the 24-hour horror-a-thon, or have you done multiple? Let me know in the chat if this is your very first time, or let me know if you've done a couple times, or if you've done all 3 before this, and this is your 4th time, and you're on a streak of completing them all. Let me know too, because I think that'd be really fun to see who's been here since the beginning. It feels like I just started doing these, but it also feels like I've been doing them forever. It's such a weird concept time is, because we do these bi-monthly. So I started last August and we did in August, October, December, and now February. So this is our 4th one. It's just super fun. I can go up to 21 days on my library reads, holds, or regular checkouts. What the heck? My library is so stingy. I don't know why. It's only 7 days. Yeah, and you have 20 days? I don't know what's up with that. I might have some questions to ask them. I have once before. I was reading a book and it was like on the last day of the 7 days and I wasn't done with it, but I was going to keep reading it. And so I requested to extend the hold another week and that worked. So I don't know if that happens a lot of the time or if it was just not in high demand. And so I was able to get away with that. Who knows? Ooh, The Lost Village by Camilla Sten. Hey, Jordan, finished up the last 10 pages of Liar, Dreamer, Thief, and then not sure what I'll pick up next. What did you think of that book? Let me know, because I just finished that yesterday as well. I listened to audio of that one, and I listened to it in like 3-ish sittings, so I listened to it pretty quickly. And when I first started the book, I thought it was going to be a 5-star. I was like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. First third, amazing. And then it took turns I was not expecting. And I ended up not really liking it that much by the end. I think I still gave it like a 3-star, but it just was different from what I thought it would be. But I will definitely read from the author again because the writing was super, super good. But I'm really curious to know what you thought of that one. First time here, welcome. Been here for all of them and love them. Look at that, Julie. You're really on a streak. We should get like badges or something for every time you participate. Fill out like a bingo card or a punch card. That would actually be really fun. First time, first time. This is my 4th. 3rd, I missed the first one. Joined in for the Below read along. I think that was the very first one that we did back in August. My first, I was under a rock, but glad to welcome. Glad you saw Out from Under the Rock. I'm just kidding. But welcome. Super excited that we've got a lot of first timers here and then a lot of people too who've done it a couple of times, which is super cool. But yeah, if you missed it in the beginning, if this is your first time here, and I know when StreamYard starts live streams, sometimes people are still getting on, but if it's your first time and you're still kind of figuring things out, where we do most of our chatting for this is in the Discord, which is linked down below in the description and in the description of all of my videos. Discord, free chatting app. You don't have to pay anything for it, and you can just sign up, and it's pretty easy to figure out. And that is where we're going to be chatting for the movie watch tomorrow night too. So if you want to participate in the movie watch, make sure you're a part of the Discord, and that is where that chat will be. Reading Pen Pal or Road of Bones. Not sure which one I should start with. Help me choose, please. Okay, I've read Pen Pal. I have not read Road of Bones. I don't know if I've read anything from that author. I have an impression in my mind of Road of Bones for some reason. Who wrote that? Christopher Golden. And I just read All Hallows. I think that's what it was called. I just read another book from Christopher Golden, and I DNF'd it. I couldn't get into it. Pen Pal. A lot of people love it. I liked it. I didn't absolutely love it, but I would probably recommend that one because I know If Christopher Golden's writing style in Road of Bones is anything like it wasn't All Hallows, whatever that new one is called, the writing style is slow and wordy, and Pen Pal is very easy to read quickly. So I would recommend kicking off with that one. I think I've done most, maybe missed one. Technically my fourth, but didn't get to participate as much as I wanted to during the second and third ones. Well, glad to see you back again. Third time joining the Horror-A-Thon. Hello, everyone. I didn't think about the horror factor. The other books I have are The Prisoner and Finlay Donovan Jumps the Gun. I'll have to find a horror I can read. You can read whatever you want. The rules, I'm not policing anyone's TBRs. You can definitely stretch it and read some thriller, mystery, anything that kind of fits. If it's spooky to you, then it fits in the theme of the read-a-thon. First time, but super excited. Welcome, everybody. Exact same thoughts. Beginning was so good, and I was ultimately disappointed with the reveal. I think I'll go with 4 stars, though, because it was something different. Yeah, I was reading a lot of spoilery reviews on Goodreads to see. I was like, am I the only person who feels this way, or was that kind of strange direction to take the book? And I mean, I was seeking out bad reviews, so I did see a lot of them. I'm sure there's also a lot of positive reviews, but seems like there's a good chunk of people who were not super thrilled with that reveal. But otherwise, it was very good. Second time, I did the below one also. Nice. Just finished A History of Fear. Now I'll read What Lies in the Woods. Nice. I'm hearing really good things about What Lies in the Woods. And I have A History of Fear on my TBR. Haven't gotten to it yet. Number 3. How did you like A History of Fear? Yeah, I'm curious to know too, because it's been sitting on my shelves for a while and I would like to get around to it. Hi, Tara. I'm reading What She Knew by Jilly McMillan or Gilly McMillan. I never know. Probably Jilly. And then I'll start the Venue audiobook. Oh, I didn't know this had an audiobook. That is really good to know. Reading The Spite House. So good so far. Yep, I liked that one too. And just finished Don't Fear the Reaper. Amazing. Nice. I'm hearing a lot of good reviews for that one, which seems, I guess because it's a sequel, the first book was very like hit or miss for people. But I guess if you're choosing to pick up the sequel, you probably like the first one. And then I'm seeing people be super happy with that. So that's great. The Venue is on Kindle Unlimited too. I did know that. I do try to pick Kindle Unlimited options for this readathon just so it can be more accessible to people. But I'm surprised that I guess that's not true. In my mind, I'm thinking if it's Kindle Unlimited, it probably doesn't have an audiobook. But Frida McFadden is Kindle Unlimited, and I know she has audiobooks. So that was just a not true thought pattern that I had. Reading What Lies in the Woods too. Fun. Yeah, it is very good. That was a super solid haunted house book. All right, let's hop. I'm trying to take off the banners. Let's hop right into reading sprints because we've got a lot to read. This is a longer book. We got to get the reading done. I tried to find some fun themed ambience to kind of fit the vibes of the book since it's at a wedding, and that did not go well. It was the strangest, like I was looking up wedding ambience videos, and then it was just nothing that we would want to watch together. And then I found one that was really good because it was like a Victorian wedding and it was like at the dinner table, and it really had like the ambience of the movie we're going to watch tomorrow night, The Invitation, which I have already seen. So that's how I know it has the ambience of it, but I am willing to rewatch it because it was good. So I was super excited. I was like, that's the one I'm going to choose. But then it had music playing over it, like Victorian music. And I don't like to read with music. And I know other people are picky about that too. So I just decided to go to this ambience video I've really been liking lately. It's just like really dark. And I feel like I've been using it like on my bedroom TV when I'm like, it's nighttime reading with just a little light. But it's like rain coming down and a fire. So hopefully this is a nice one, but let's jump into our first reading sprint. We'll read for 45 minutes and then we'll all come back and talk about how it's going. So see everybody then. All right, everyone, welcome back. Let me know how your reading went. I got pretty far in the venue. This reads really, really quickly. I got to page 72, which is the start of chapter 9. So, good chunk into the book. Might be able to do it in like 3 45-minute sprints, maybe. Wowza with this book. Not what I was expecting, but I am loving it. This is my absolute favorite type of campy horror. I absolutely love it. I'm obsessed. It's reminding me of so many other favorite things of mine, books, movies, but I don't want to spoil anything. So I don't want to necessarily compare it to anything, but it is fun, over the top, ridiculous. And I love ridiculous, goofy, campy, weird horror slash thrillers like this. And it is so readable. It's so readable. If anyone else, for those of you that are reading this, let me know what you're thinking of it too, and if you feel similarly or different. But I am like flying through it. I like in the first chapter, like the little prologue, it immediately hooked me. I wanted to keep going. I like too books like this that are a lot of dialogue. I feel like there's not a lot of like long, chunky paragraphs. It's just a lot of quick little dialogue moments. So that's also why it reads really quickly. And the characters come to life off of the page so well for me. And I just love stuff like this. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I'm going to call it. It could be a 5-star. It could be a 5-star. I don't want to be disappointed after saying that, but I don't know. I'm really having fun with it. So I have good high hopes. Let me get caught up on the comments from before the sprint and then catch up to now. I like that this ambience is called cooking soup in the house camp. I know, it's so silly. I don't even know. I guess it is soup. It's like soup hanging in a fireplace, but the screen's so dark that you can barely even tell. It just gives good vibes. This was in reference to A History of Fear. The writing is good, but I just felt that why don't you get straight to the point? It could have been shorter. Interesting. Well, I'm still looking forward to reading that one. I did hear a not so good review recently from Lexi at Books with Lexi. She ended up not really liking the book. I think she also said that she felt like it was wordy and could have been shorter. So that seems to be the common thought behind it. Happy Friday. I'm reading Blood Rain by Chelsea Callahan. That sounds intense. Hope you're enjoying it. I started late, so I'm a couple pages into chapter 3 of The Venue. How are you liking it, Leslie? Are you finding it fun? I feel like people are either going to find it fun or think it's kind of dumb. It's one of those divisive. People are very divisive about campy stuff. I read 53 pages of Cirque Berserk. I just got to the part where the killing starts, and it's great so far. Yeah, that is a really fun one. It hooks you really fast, too. It kind of reminds me of this one in a way. It's not super campy, but it's like a little bit campy, and it's a really fun, fast read. I only got to page 48 in the venue. My husband is watching a movie, and it distracted me a couple of times. I'm liking this so far. 48 is still a really good chunk into the book, so I wouldn't say only. But yeah, I'm glad you're liking it too. I hope a lot of people like it. I think it'll be a fun one to talk about. Saying a lot with few words. I do like that. Me too. It's just like story's going. We're not spending a lot of time doing things like looking at the atmosphere. It's just like, let's get going. There was one weird part. I think it was the start of chapter 8, maybe, or maybe it was the other one. Chapter 7. Yeah, there was like a little bit of weird stuff at the start of chapter 7. This is not spoilery whatsoever. This is set at a wedding, and this is the character sitting there at the wedding. And the main character's name is Amy, and it says Amy zoned out like during the ceremony. She felt the service leaned a bit too far toward the patriarchy, a lot of stuff about a wife being dutiful. Amy wasn't going to raise a fuss about it, though, as she was always a bit too lazy to be a true feminist. That was kind of like a weird line. And then the next line, and so her mind drifted to thoughts of how thirsty she was and how at the same time she kind of needed to pee. Eventually, she started wondering if she had ADHD, and maybe that explained why she never finished the things she started in life. And that was another kind of weird line. So it was like 2 kind of weird lines back to back where I was like, I feel like you didn't need to say those things, and that's a little bit strange. But other than that, so far, I don't have any other complaints. It's off to a crazy start. I'm intrigued. It is fun so far. I didn't get very far. My hubby called and had a lot to say. Was it the after work call? They always have a lot to say when they call you right after work on the way home. I definitely can relate to that. But yeah, I'm so glad people are having fun with it. Also, if anyone's reading it and you're not having fun with it, totally okay to say that too. Don't feel like you have to like it just because I'm liking it. I just got home from dinner and read the first chapter of The Venue. Nice. I decided to read The Venue on Kindle Unlimited along with you guys instead of How to Sell a Haunted House. I am a little into chapter 3. Well, welcome. Thanks for hopping on the bandwagon. I'm enjoying The Venue too. It seems a little predictable, but I think it's going to be wild for sure. Yeah, like it does feel similar to other things I've watched. I can't think of like another book that really feels like this. Some that kind of lean into it, but it feels a lot like three particular movies that come to mind. So I kind of like know where it's going to go, but I don't know. I'm also like, I got attached to these characters really quickly, and I feel like the stakes are going to be high. And I'm like, I don't want any of these people to die. I want everyone to make it to the end. I hope everyone makes it to the end. So I am like fully invested. I read to page 35 in The Getaway. Hasn't gotten into much yet, but it was fun to read about the future stuff, and I like being in the head of young adults. Nice. Yeah, that one also reads pretty quickly, but it does take a bit. It took me a bit in the story to figure out like what the full setup was of what's going on in Karloff country and who all the characters are. And there's a really like it was really stupid of me. There's a part where uh it it like it's not like part 2 of the book, but there's a moment where it'll have a page that says like 2 years earlier or something and gives you a flashback moment, and that chapter you read is a flashback of like when the kids were first meeting, and then the next chapters go back to present day, but like for a long time I was very confused and I thought it was stuck in the past, and so it also took me a minute to figure out the book because I was just being kind of dumb about it, but I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you go back to How to Sell a Haunted House after this, and I hope you like it. Yeah, I'm only hearing good things about that one, so it seems like a crowd pleaser. Made dinner and got a couple of chapters into The Exorcist House. Starts off spooky with a lot of tension. That does sound like a spooky book if it has Exorcist in the title. Oh, reading Found, an anthology of found footage horror stories. That sounds fun. Just got to chapter 8. I was expecting a little more subtlety or a little more build up, but there's a lot of room left to build. Yeah, are you talking about The Venue? This is not subtle at all. This immediately jumps you in, which I also think is interesting. And I should be taking note of discussion questions. I will start doing that so I can drop some discussion questions in the Discord channel where people are chatting about the book too. But it reveals, like, it shows its hand very quickly. And I'm curious if people like that it shows its hand or if they would have liked to have a different kind of follow up. And I think this is going to be really fun to talk about in conjunction with the movie we're watching tomorrow, which is also about a woman going to a wedding that is spooky. And it does it like differently. It doesn't show its hand for a long time, and it is more of a slow build. So that is look at me building a discussion question. I'm just noting this before I forget. I love it though. Both are good, but when I'm like reading a book and trying to, especially like on reading sprints for a readathon, I want to get sucked into it quickly. This does that really effectively. Haven't read The Venue, but TJ Payne's book Intercepts is pretty creepy, spooky, scary. I have wanted to read that one for a bit. My mom has it, and I did take the book from her for a brief period of time, and I never ended up reading, so I just took it back. But especially if I end up enjoying this the whole way through, I will definitely be prioritizing that one. Just got to chapter 4 of Pen Pal, and it got really interesting. I can't remember. I feel like that one's not too many chapters. I think it's like 6 chapters, 10 chapters, something kind of short, and each one's a little bit different. It's like in a different period of time. I can't remember what the vibes were around chapter 4 or what would have changed, but yeah, once you realize what's going on in the book, it is a creepy concept. He drives over the road, so we chat a lot. Should be home tomorrow. I told him we are watching the movie for the Horror-A-Thon. Sorry, I'm reading The Venue too. Yeah, that's nice though that you got to catch up. How to Sell a Haunted House was a fun, quick read. That's what everyone's saying. Everyone loves it. I just finished Our Wives Under the Sea, and I'll be starting Tell Me I'm Worthless. Interesting. Let me know what you think of Tell Me I'm Worthless. I haven't seen too many people reading it yet. That one was an interesting experience for me. And Our Wives Under the Sea, I really want to read that one. I was hoping to get to it this month, but it is February 24th, and I do not think I will be getting to it this month, but hopefully in March I will be able to. Alrighty, let's go ahead and jump back on into the sprint. And I think I might get a snack during this one as well. I have some cheesecake that I have been wanting to snack on, and I think it'll help wake me up a little bit because I'm already getting a little bit sleepy and I've got a lot of reading to do. So I will see everyone back here in 45 minutes. everybody. Welcome back. Let me know how your reading went that time. I got to page 138, so I'm right about midway through the book, I think. Yeah, that's like right about midway through. I'm in the middle of chapter 16, just in case you're reading on like a Kindle or something and following along. You don't have page numbers, but yeah, about 50% through. It's intense. I'm still really liking it. I am super engaged. I feel like it's such a good read-a-thon book. It just goes so fast because you're just like, action, action, action. Stakes are high. Are people going to die? Who's going to die? How are they going to get out of it? Go, 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 go. And I am loving that. I have so many thoughts that I want to talk spoilery about, but I don't spoil things here, but I might go in our Discord chat and start talking a little bit spoilery because I'm just curious how other people are predicting, particularly the second half of this book, because I feel like there's only one way this can go, but it's not seeming like it's going to go that way. But I'm like, there's only one way this could go, right? I don't know. But it's intense. I'm hooked. I cannot wait to see how it ends. Yeah. All good things. It's really good. I feel like I get so lucky with these buddy read picks for the 24-hour horror-a-thon. I've liked pretty much everything we read. I loved Below by Laurel Hightower. Then we read Autumn Crow by Cameron Chaney. Absolutely love that. Dead of Winter by Keelan Patrick Burke was my least favorite that we've read together so far, but I still liked it overall. And then this I'm loving. Something good in the air when it comes to buddy read picks. Usually we're voting. Usually you guys are voting too, which maybe that helps getting your input. This time I just picked this because I was looking for something that kind of fit the Valentine's Day theme with February, but I am pleasantly surprised with my experience with it so far. But let's see how everyone else's reading is going. How to Sell a Haunted House was bonkers. I loved it. I do not know what that last word means. I'm sure it's a reference to the book, but I am super excited to read it after hearing so many good things. Hi, Bree. I so want to participate and have no clue what to read. Do you have options? You can throw some options out for us. You could read The Venue by TJ Payne, which is our buddy read. It's on Kindle Unlimited. If you have Kindle Unlimited, it's very good. I'm loving it so far. I think it's going to be a 5-star. Any novellas, short stories. I try to read quick little things during these so that I can feel accomplished, like I'm checking a lot of things off. Graphic novels, comics, those could work too. Hi, Tanya. I'm reading Don't Fear the Reaper. Lots of people reading that one at 32%. Just finished Tell Me I'm Worthless. Did you like it? Let me know. I'm always curious to hear people's thoughts on that one. Just finished chapter 11, so I'm on page 101, and holy crazy buckets, I'm loving it. Yes, it's so fun. I'm so glad people are liking it. The Venue here, I am not that far along, but I'm still loving it as well. Yay! Got distracted by a phone call briefly, so I only got halfway through this chapter. All good. More sprints to come. More to do. We can all get caught up together. Ended up taking a nap. Had such a long Friday because my students couldn't act right today. Man, I just commend teachers so much. First of all, I could not be in a public facing role all day because people just drain me. Like it really, I'm truly such an introvert. I can feel my battery emptying as I'm being like cheery and happy and customer servicey. Like I used to do stuff like that. And now I'm like, I work remote from home. Please do not bother me. But hopefully your nap got you nice and recharged. There was a particular bit of imagery early on that seemed like it could be foreshadowing, but I'm not sure if I want it to be or not. Ooh, I'm curious what you're talking about. Can you let me know in the Discord if it is spoilery with like the, spoiler bars that hide it? I don't know what that could be about. I just feel like this whole book feels like a movie. And I don't know if that's because of it feeling similar to movies I have seen, or if it's just because it's like, I don't know, it just feels like a movie. Like this feels like reading the script of a movie. I can see everything happening. It's so intense. There's like a lot of characters kind of, but you don't need to know more than 6 people, which sounds like a lot, but it's really, really easy. Like you just get to know them so quickly and the stakes are so high. The 6 people being like the 4 main people you're following and then the 2 people who are getting married. And oh my goodness, it's just pure fun. This is why I love reading. I'm just having so much fun. When I was reading The Venue, I loved the characters and was optimistic, but realistic, if you know what I mean. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling too. I'm like, I want everyone to make it out alive, and I just am so scared that they won't. This is also a book where you have to like suspend your disbelief so much, because if you think too much about the details of it, you're like, how would this could never, these things would be found out. But I do not mind suspending my disbelief for it. I just got to chapter 7. I didn't get to read much first sprint as I still had some work to finish. All good. How are you liking the book so far? Are you enjoying it? It's okay if you're not too. We can be honest here. Safe space. I got to page 94 in Cirque Berserk. This is a wild ride. I love it. It's kind of short too. I think it's like less than 150-ish pages, I think. So you should be done with it pretty quick if I'm remembering correctly. I have about 50 pages left, and just like Mother, it's kind of wild. Nice. Getting close to finishing your first book. Tell me I'm worthless. It's a pretty tough read, or rough read to get through, dark, grimy, and angry. Yes, yes, and yes. That is all very, very true. I struggled with that book. I liked the first half, and then the second half, I was just I didn't feel like I was along for the ride. I felt like I was just kind of confused for the second half, but it is a really well-written book, at least. Is anyone else laughing? It's funny. I'm loving it. I like Amy. Yes, it is very funny. I like it. It's just so silly. And it's also like visual. Like you can just see it all happening. And it's all just so goofy. And like the thing going on, I don't know how far people are, but there's like a bar and the bartender and the way things happen there is really funny. Just a silly, goofy time. The venue is very fast paced and I'm still enjoying it. Nice. I just woke up. I did buy the venue for this read-a-thon. Was out. Well, hopefully you're ready to get reading now. Hope you had a good nap too. Or are you on, different time zone? So is it morning for you? But hello. Yes, thank you for joining. I'm just picturing Amy sitting there with it's just, oh, it's so fun. It's like, what would you do in this situation? Because I'm reading it, I'm like, oh, I think I would get myself out of there the way that you have to really quickly. I'm like, oh no, you would just disassociate and do it and, go home. But I would for sure be like Amy as well. Just finished The Push. I was scared of all the bad reviews, but I thought it was good. I liked that one too. Glad you enjoyed it. I don't have options. I do have KU. I'm here for an audiobook pick. People also said this has an audiobook. I don't know. Do audiobooks come on Kindle Unlimited? I don't have Kindle Unlimited, so I don't know what it's like. I just try to pick buddy reads that are available on Kindle Unlimited so people can get it easier. But maybe that. I don't know. I'm reading The Housemaid, and oh my goodness, it gives such behind closed door vibes 95% through. Yes, I actually read The Housemaid first, loved it, 5 stars. And then I read Behind Closed Doors after, also ended up giving it 5 stars. Both are very, very readable as well. To your movie point, it could be a good play like Disaster. I don't know what that is, but it is reminding me of Ready or Not, the wedding movie. And I feel like it's not a spoiler to say what kind of movies it's like, because literally when you read the prologue of the book, you understand the vibes of what you're getting yourself into. So I feel like it's fine to say that. But like it reminds me of Ready or Not, that wedding movie, or that movie The Hunt. It reminds me of that one too. And the characters' last names in this book are Hunt, which is just another weird connection. Oh, also I did want to look up when this book came out to see, because I was curious. It really reminds me of Ready or Not, and I was curious which one came out first. At about the halfway point of Venue, a lot more on its wavelength now. Lilith is wild. Lilith is a character. Okay, so this book came out in April of 2020. Oh, so this was a pandemic book. Interesting. I think Ready or Not, that came out in 2019. So I wonder if that kind of inspired this, because it feels pretty similar to that. Not in a bad way, not like a copy, in a good way. I put it in the Discord, took me a minute because I had to go look back. Oh yeah, the foreshadowing thing. Oh, That would be sad. I was like trying to place what you're referencing there. We were talking about on the plane. Oh, I don't know. I just want everything to be okay and have a happy ending, but I just know it won't. I also finished The Drift for the March read for the Midnight Society Book Club. Nice. I'm so excited to read that one. In case anyone doesn't know, the Midnight Society Book Club is Elizabeth from Reading Riley's new book club that she started this year. And the March book club pick is The Drift by CJ Tudor, and I will be co-hosting that in March. So if anyone else is interested, make sure you check out Elizabeth at Reading Riley. Riley is Wryly. And yeah, the live show will be on her channel at, I think it's going to be like the very beginning of April that we're going to be doing it. I don't think it's scheduled publicly yet, but if anyone wants to read that with us in March, definitely join along. The only place I could find the venue audiobook is from Audible. Oh, I do not love Audible. I use pretty much everything but Audible. I'm not reading the venue, but I had a feeling that Ready or Not would be one of the movies. Like, it's just based on how you've been talking about the book. Yeah, that is a good one. Good old classic. Super rewatchable, too. Caleb won't hug Amy because, yeah, that was a weird scene. I mean, there's definitely something going on there, right? Like, he's not over her, but yeah, that was a weird moment. For those who are asking, yes, the venue has an audiobook. If you bought the Kindle version, it's like plus $7.50, much cheaper than using your credit. Oh, nice. That's good to know. And if you are not a subscriber, it's only like $4. Cool. Aside for that one, I skipped Midnight Society book pick this month because I had so much other stuff to read, but I recently read a CJ Tudor book I liked, and I'm ready for another. I love CJ Tudor, and I hope I'm going to love this one. I am not looking at any reviews of it at all. I am just going like this. If I see anyone's reading it, I refuse to look at it because I want to go in with my own impressions, and I just want to love a CJ Tudor book because I love her writing so much, and I just want to be able to enjoy it. Hopefully I enjoy it. What a disappointment it'll be if I don't. But yeah, the pick this month is Plastic Monsters, which has a really interesting cover to it. Looks kind of creepy. She has some cool book club picks. If you're just looking for another book club to join in general, or like another buddy read activity, definitely recommend checking that one out. Okay, let's get into another reading sprint, back into this crazy book, and see everyone back in another 45 minutes. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. How'd that sprint go for you? It went great for me. I'm still loving this book. I got to page 210, so only 70 pages left, and I am in the middle of chapter 23. Chapter 20 was when things really got crazy. This book is crazy. I'm loving it. 70 pages left. It's just, you can't put it down. You just have to know what happens and how it's going to end. Although it is getting a little bit late and I'm getting a little bit sleepy because although I host a 24-hour read-a-thon bi-monthly, I do indeed sleep during it at a reasonable hour so I don't mess up my whole sleep schedule for the week. So I'm thinking we will do one more sprint after this, a shorter one, 30 minutes. So we'll go through comments quickly and jump into our last sprint and then close out sprints for the evening. And then otherwise, still be chatting in the Discord throughout the rest of the read-a-thon and then our movie watch that we'll have as well. So let me see where I was. I think I was right here. Love CJ Tutor also just got the drift from my library, digital and audio via Libby. Still on hold, waiting for Plastic Monsters, digital and audio. Excited to read both. Nice. I think you guys can see this on your end too. Thank you, Ashley, for becoming a channel member. Super cool. I didn't know that I would get notifications of that in the chat, but thank you so much for joining. And there's also a members only Discord if you're a Discord person that you can join. If you just connect your Discord account to your YouTube account, you will be able to be a part of that private server too. So I started the venue and that prologue was, yes. Oh, it just, boom, it puts you right in the story. There's training in the book, overly cautious, but not cautious enough. This book is just, it hooks you. It's so good. Started the book finally, just finished the prologue and some of the first chapter. It's such an interesting premise, excited to keep going. And it stays like fast paced the whole time. I love it. Just got home from HPB and BN because I couldn't find books, Half Price Books and Barnes & Noble because I couldn't find some books I needed for a book club at the library. That sounds fun. I have not been to a bookstore in a while, and I love going to a good bookstore. So I am jealous. Hopefully you got some good finds. I know, it's just so easy to read. I cannot stop. Page 151, just finished chapter 17. When I'm like loving a book, I can read so fast. If I'm not super into the book, I do read slower. So it just kind of depends on how invested I am. Also, it really helps. I get such good accountability with doing these sprints because I really try to finish the book and the sprints, and I really like to go to bed at a reasonable time too. So that I'm like, you got to finish. Don't check your phone. Don't look away. Don't scroll through TikTok. I'm like reading. So that helps a lot as well. In chapter 3, and you are right, I have to suspend my disbelief a lot, but I think this is going to be fun. Yeah, definitely do not go into it expecting anything realistic. It's going to be really silly, really ridiculous, and just a goofy, fun time. Still enjoying the buddy read. Will there be more sprints tomorrow? I kind of like impromptu sometimes do more sprints on Saturday. The way the read-a-thon typically goes is we do sprints Friday night to kick it off, and then we do a movie watch Saturday night to end the read-a-thon. And then sometimes I do like impromptu afternoon sprints, but I don't know what my day is going to look like tomorrow yet, so I'm not sure. But keep an eye on the Discord because if I do another set of reading sprints, I typically do those like private or like unlisted and just share that link in the Discord instead of making them like public, like these are fully public to everybody. So keep an eye out there. If I plan on doing anything tomorrow, that is where the information will be. Almost done. 3 chapters left of Pen Pal, and it's creeping me out because I'm home alone. Oh my goodness. Well, if you would have told me that in the beginning, I would have never told you to read that book because it is creepy. It does make you, it's one of those books that like gets to you and you're like, oh, I don't really want to go to sleep or I'm afraid to be alone. So you'll have to like watch some happy TV shows or something afterwards. That's what I do too. When a book freaks me out and I'm trying to go to bed, I have to like put on something silly like New Girl or something. This movie my husband is watching has me taking glances. What is the movie? I'm very curious. The pace of the venue is actually perfect for a short read-a-thon. It is. It's so good. I didn't even know that. I had never heard a single review of this book. I just went out on a limb and I was like, I hope it's good because it seems like it fits the whole concept of like looking for a romantic kind of horror book, not romantic, but it was set at a wedding. So I thought that was a good fit for February. And yeah, it worked out really good. I stumbled upon 2 local bookstores when we moved here a few months ago, and I love being able to go check out all the books. I love local bookstores. Those are always the best. They're just all so different. They have their little charm, and they usually have cats. There's always usually a bookstore cat, which I appreciate. That's also the reason why I joined sprints. It forces me to read with reasonable breaks for the chats. Yeah, it keeps you really moving through the stories. I'm alone and now I want to read pen pal. I just bought it and I love being scared. It will do that for you then. If you're looking to be creeped out, then that's the way to go. But you are more brave than I am. Local bookstores are the best. Great fit for February. Yeah, it worked out really well. Instantly got the drift from my library. So many loans out, so little time. Yeah, that's lucky that you got it immediately. I love when that happens. And yeah, I always like they all come at once. Every time you put in requests that like 5 books are ready at once. And you're like, I can't read all 5 of these, but also how do I choose which one to go with first? Because I want to read them all right now. I live in North Texas and there's a town called Denton and they have a used bookstore and a haunted opera house. That sounds really cool. That would be really fun to visit. Alrighty, let's hop into our last reading sprint of the night. Just going to do 30 minutes this time, just a little shorter to close things out. And then we will have our final chat of the night. And then I will go to sleep and you can do whatever you would like at that point. Alrighty, jumping in and I'll see you all in 30 minutes. All right, everybody, that was the last sprint of the night. Let me know how your last sprint went. I am almost done with this. I have 20 pages left, so I'm very, very close. So I basically finished it on the sprints. I'm just going to finish the rest in bed. Love it. It was amazing. 5 stars. Might be my favorite book I've read so far this year, to be honest. It is incredible. I just truly love a survival thriller book. I mean, it's like a horror book too. It's like a survival horror book with thriller elements. I was trying to pull up my reading spreadsheet, but it's not cooperating and pulling up to look at everything else that I read. Here we go. To confirm, is it my favorite book I read this year? Yeah, it's up there. It's up there. My 5 stars that I've had so far this year are Foe by Ian Reid and The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz. And I would put this on the level with The Writing Retreat. And honestly, I might even like it even better than The Writing Retreat. It was just really freaking good. I'm so pleasantly surprised. I just never expect this with books that I've never heard of or never hear anyone else give a review of. I just, for some reason, I'm like, oh, well, if no one else has, loved it to the point that I heard someone talk about them loving it, then it's probably, it'll be fine. But no, I loved it. This was amazing. This is maybe my favorite book of the year so far, which is so, so crazy that it was a buddy read too, which was so fun. And to capture this experience with you all. But yeah, let's check in on how your last sprint went. Always have a great time on the sprints you host. Thank you. I appreciate the 45-minute sprints because that's more productive for me than just 30-minute sprints, plus the ambience is chef's kiss. Well, thank you. I'm glad that you enjoy them. I used to do 30-minute sprints, but I definitely got on the 45-minute sprint train as well. It's so much easier to get productive reading done because 30 minutes goes by so quickly. So I'm glad you like that. And yeah, I tried to curate my ambience playlist. I'm very big into ambience. So thank you for liking my ambience as well. Got to chapter 6. It's so good. Thank you for the sprints. Only 60%, 68% through, which is surprising because it feels like I'm reading so fast. That is so much of the book, Leslie. You're killing it. I only got another 10 pages read, had to let all my dogs out. That's what I have to go do right now, which is also, I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta take care of my dog. And then I will finish the last 20 pages in bed because I am sleepy. I'm going to stay up a while longer and read some more. It really is a quick read and I really like it. It really captures your attention. This is crazy. Honestly, I have never read anything like this. Oh, yeah. I'm sure people are going to have a lot of good recommendations in the Discord for, I can definitely think of a lot of good movies. Like I just watched Infinity Pool. Incredible. Amazing. Weird too. You have to like weird things. There's definitely a super weird scene in that one, but incredible, eat the rich type of movie. The Menu, another fun one that has come out recently. And then, of course, there's Ready or Not. There's The Hunt. There's just so many good. I can think of so many good movies. I can't think of as many thrillers, but or books. I mean, but and if you like the survival aspect of this, like people are trying to survive, that is like my favorite subgenre. And so I do have a couple favorites of that, like No Exit by Taylor Adams, The Island by Adrienne McKinty, which was like one of my favorite thrillers last year. Those aren't as dark as this because this is definitely more horror as well. The Island by Adrienne McKinty kind of leans into horror a little bit too, but I think people are going to have a lot of fun recommendations to check out after this one, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that. We'll definitely read The Venue at some point now. Thanks for the sprints. Finished Cirque Berserk, 4 to 4.5 stars right now at least. I'm excited to eventually read The Venue now that I know some of your thoughts on it. Nice. Glad you enjoyed Cirque Berserk. Close to finishing as well. I'm still liking it too. Such a great horror pick, and thanks for the sprints. This was nice. Really got so much reading done today. I think I can finish this one tonight. Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for joining and reading with me. And thank you for joining another round of the 24-hour Horror-A-Thon. It's always so fun to read with you all and chat with you all in the Discord. And I'm super excited for the movie watch tomorrow too, because I know that's going to be a fun one because I've already seen the movie, which usually it's my first time watching the movies too. But I know we're in for a good time with the one we've got tomorrow. So make sure if you're not in the Discord, check it out. Links down below if you want to hop in there so you can chat with everyone throughout the rest of the read-a-thon and get early news about when the next rounds are coming out, and chat for the movie night tomorrow, which we'll be having at 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming. Glad everyone had a good time. Can't believe we found such a good book. Such a good book. And I will see you all in the Discord or just later. Bye.